Good morning. It's early. I just got to work. It's 6:45. I'm actually more awake than I thought I would be this morning. So, what I'm gonna do is try to take you guys along for my day. Let's see what sort of cases we have. I'm working a 12-hour shift. That's my usual shift. So, we, as far as I know, are not super busy today. So maybe I'll be able to show you guys a little bit more of the OR and you guys will get to see how the flow goes. So let's start this day. Okay guys, we're setting up for a lap chole, which is an abbreviation for essentially taking out somebody's gallbladder. So we just opened all of our sterile supply items and my scrub tech is at the sink doing his morning scrub, and then we're gonna get it all set up. This whole unit right here is what we call a boom or a tower. Depending on the facility, they'll call it different things, but I'm sitting here changing the setting to laparoscopic because that is the actual procedure we're doing for this case. So we are done with our lap chole that we just did. We took out a gallbladder. We are moving on to another case. I am going to probably go take a break first and then go to my next one. And then, yes, I'm vlogging my day. What's happening? And then go do breaks and then figure out what cases we're doing after that. So because we're so slow today, meaning we just don't have very many cases, I've been helping some rooms just kind of turn over, which means just kind of getting it ready for the next case. So after every surgery, we have to clean the operating rooms from top to bottom and make sure that we have disinfected and sanitized everything. So usually at the end of the case, we make sure that we wipe down all these tables. So we have tables over here. We wipe all these down with disinfectant wipes. Any pieces of equipment we've used, we wipe down. We also make sure that the tables here, so we call the beds tables as well. we interchange the word like surgical table. So surgical table is also a surgical bed, and then the one I just showed you is also a surgical table. But anyway, so we wipe them down with disinfectant. We wipe the entire base of the bed down as well, all of the arm boards, everything that goes with it, and any sort of hand pieces, the base underneath the bed, all of the pieces that come off of the bed, because there's actually pads that are on top of this, like cushion pads, that we remove because we position in different things for different procedures. So we'll rip those off by the Velcro and then wipe underneath those in case there's any sort of liquids or fluids or anything that have gotten underneath there. We also mop the entire room from corner to corner with specific disinfectant for the floor with the dry time so that everything gets properly disinfected. And we do that between every single patient as soon as they roll out of the room. We do that between every single patient before they roll out of the room, before the next one rolls back into the room. So that's a huge part of what we call turning over. So I've just been helping rooms do that. So I'll show you what I mean by the beds when it comes to all of the pieces and everything. This is just like a standard, what we call birch-old bed or birch-told, or however you want to pronounce it. It's a like standard regular OR table, and these are all the pieces that are on there. So this is what it looks like regularly, which you guys have seen in my past one, but this is what we call an arm board. So this is the arm board that we set out. So once a patient rolls into the room, we get them moved over to this table. If we're doing a procedure where they're just laying on their back, what we call supine. And then all of these sheets are obviously fresh, but this entire bed basically has all of these cushions. And as you can see, there's different sections and different parts. Well, these actually come off. So depending on what position the patient's in or what we need them to be in, we can pull all of these pieces off. If someone needs to do a GYN case, then we have this little cutout for those kind of ones. And then it even comes down to the point where this whole headpiece completely can separate from this bed. So we can unhook these. We can also flex this bed right here, and we can drop the foot of the bed right here. So the handy dandy controls we have look like basically a master remote control for a TV. It really looks like something you have to learn a key for. Every bed is different. They all have different parts on them. And like flex, that's that part at the bottom that I was saying. We can drop down, we can tilt to the left, to the right. We can even slide the whole bed to the head and to the foot without having to physically move the base. It just slides on itself like on an axis, which is nice. We have Trendelenburg, reverse Trendelenburg, which Trendelenburg is a medical term which essentially just means head down. And reverse Trendelenburg, or as we say reverse T-berg or reverse T, is feet down. And then you can see we can drop the feet completely, split leg it. We can put the back up. And then the one we use obviously the most is just raising the whole table up and down. And always double checking the lock anytime that we have a patient on the table. So this is the remote that comes with it. So beds are different all the time, but this one, you guys got to see a little bit of all of the pieces that we used for it. I plan to do a ton of these like day in the lives so that you guys can see a lot more of the OR and what goes on. If there's something specific that you all want me to talk about or that you've always been really curious about, just let me know and I can put it in a video or try to answer it for you. Just put it in the comments down below. But I feel like there's a plethora of things that I could cover because it is like a whole separate world down here. Like just showing you guys the bed alone is a lot. So I feel like there's just so much I could tell you, and it's actually kind of fun to be like, come into my world, see what I do, see all the things that I have here. So I remember last time I showed you guys the core of the other hospital that I was at, and this is the supply core of the one I'm at now. And it's just this section, so it's really small here because we don't have that many ORs. And here's some vascular things, extra IV fluids, and that's it. Guys, it's a little later in the day. We just finished up a ankle fracture case and fixed that. You came in on my vlog. You want to be featured?
No.
So now it's a little bit later. It's like almost 5 o'clock and we finished up this case. And I'm gonna take a little break because that seems to be the theme of the day.
She's been breaking all day long. She doesn't need a break.
That's it, guys. That's a wrap on the day. I'm heading to my car a little bit earlier than expected, which is great. I'm gonna head home and it's gonna take me a little bit of a commute, so I'm gonna listen to some podcasts, but thanks for tuning into my day in the life in the OR. It's a new series that I'm actually really liking, and it's making me feel a little bit happier being at work and like getting to show some people interesting things. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.